Okay, to use the ePortfolio tool, you're going to leave the Blackboard course here by clicking on the tab My Virtual Content. And My Virtual Content is an area on our school servers that allow you to save information that you could use in various areas. If you have several online classes, for instance, and you had a task that is write an introductory paper about yourself to share with a class, for instance, and that's always something that's coming up. You could upload it here, and then within the course you could always link to it within that course without having to upload a new one or create a new one. It's just always saved here. However, what we're going to use it for is the My ePortfolios, or My Electronic Portfolio, to create a portfolio for this module of this course. So click there. There's several tasks you can do here, but what you're going to do is go to My Portfolios, and you're going to click on the Portfolio Creation Wizard. And for doing this, it's a good idea to have some forethought on what you want to have within your portfolio. Is to go through your professor's instructions on what they expect in your portfolio, and your own thoughts on what you want a portfolio to include. And then it'll make the process of creating this easier. So if you go to the Portfolio Creation Wizard, and you'll have several steps that you'll be going through to create this. Click Next. What you're going to title it, I already have one on here, David Pike Portfolio, and your description, my education accomplishments, or whatever you want to call it. You can call it my resume. You can call it, say, and work examples. There's any number of things you could put here. Thinking about what's going to be included here is give you an idea of what kind of description you want. You can change the style from buttons to text. You can change the menu text color. For instance, if you want to make it a UTB, you can have orange and blue, for instance. A welcome page and a welcome message. This will allow you to add a menu item to content that you've uploaded. I used in the example that you had an introduction to yourself. You could link to that. That's something you've uploaded in that virtual hard drive that we saw at the beginning when you first came here. If I was to browse here, you would see here the things I have uploaded, like I have podcasts and some images that I could link to other courses. I could go into one of these and link to it, click on Submit, and I get a warning saying that other people will be able to see it. And so I've made a link to that. This is probably something that you're not going to be doing, right? So click on Next. Links, you could create a link if you have a blog site, for instance, that you wish to link to, or a site that you've uploaded pictures of your teaching experiences, an external site. So if I wanted to, for instance, we work with the ACP website, and I could add the website here. Okay. Now this is where you want to have had some thought of what you do, and the templates that they have available will give you some additional ideas. For instance, education. You probably want to link talking about your education. You're going to call the menu name. Well, you can call it whatever you wish. You can call it My Education, for instance. This is what the actual menu link that someone's going to click on will be named. And another one could be sort certifications. And again, what you want the menu link to be called. Oops. Let's see. You can do experience. Let's say lesson plans. Let's say one of your tasks in a class was to create an example of lesson plans, right? And so you could have a link showing some lesson plans that you've created. Okay, when you've done some of these, you're going to click Next. How you want this to be shared? Do you want someone else to be able to view it, or do you want that you're going to come back and continue working on this? You could say no, but you will come back at some point and be able to share it with your instructor. It could be that your instructor wishes you to leave it available so that he or she can go through it and mark your progress, for instance. Click Next. Allowing comments. You probably click Yes just so your instructor can comment within your portfolio. And then when you're done, you can click Finished and ask you to create it. It's completed. Click Close Window. And now here's this new portfolio that I've created. Here's the description. If I click on it, here it is. The portfolio welcome. My resume. You see it's clicking. I linked to that podcast within my saved information.
In the last video, we showed you how to create a blog.
Okay, here's that link that I created to the ACP certification program. Here's the template that I will have for my education. Also the certifications, lesson plans we created, or we haven't created yet, an area for comments. And here the instructor can add comments, or you can remove comments. But this is the actual portfolio that you see, correct? And this has opened up here a new tab.
Hello.
So let's close that tab, and that'll take us back to the my portfolios under ePortfolios. And we're going to go to Modify. And you can modify properties, content. What we're going to worry about is modifying the content. And let's go to My Education. Click on Modify. Give it a second. You see how that came out kind of scrambled. That's the HTML. Well, I could just click it on. This is a button that allows you to go to the HTML source. That's the language, the HTML language. It's telling it what to. It tells it exactly how to display what it is, the information you want. So turn that off, and you can see this is here. You can just double click here and type in the information. You see how that is way too big, right? If I put Brownsville here, I'm not sure why that is. I'd like to think it's because I'm using a Mac, but I've had it on the PC as well. If you go to the font here and click on 2, you see it gets much smaller, even though it said 1 before. You change that to 2. It looks like it's about the right size there. So anyway, you do that with all that. Change it to whatever you wish to change it to. Fill in this information. Click Submit. And then modify the next one. Lesson plans. Earn certifications. Does the same way. Just double click, change, submit, and you're done. And then click OK, and OK again. And now when you go to My Education, you can see that these changes are saved here. Okay, so that should get you started anyway. If you have any questions, as always, we're here to help. Thank you.